Exercise 19 at the rate of 100 words per minute. Let's start. India lives very largely in villages, although during recent times the urban population has been increasing very rapidly. About 80% of our people still live in the villages. Anything done to bring about an all-round improvement of the villages and those who inhabit them should not only be welcomed but given all possible encouragement by the state and the people at large. Mahatma Gandhi therefore attached the greatest importance to the welfare of villages. It is a happy idea to inaugurate the community development program on his birthday para. The terms community development and community project may be new, but the concept is very old. Basically, this concept means many-sided development of villages as distinguished from development relating to particular aspects experienced in the working of the Grow More Food programs as well as the programs undertaken by various state governments and private agencies functioning in the sphere of village uplift has established that all aspects of rural life are interrelated and that no lasting results can be achieved if individual aspects of it are dealt with in isolation. This does not mean that particular problems should not be given prominence, but the plans for them should form part of and be integrated with those for achieving the wider aims. This can be achieved only if the energies of the administrative machinery of the states and the best unofficial leadership and enthusiasm of the masses are all enlisted in its favor, and concerted action is taken for the all-round improvement of agriculture, education, health, sanitation, welfare of cattle, provision of employment, etc., etc. Under the inspiration given by Gandhiji, a large amount of selfless work has been done by his followers in various parts of the country, and other organizations and individuals have also done considerable work in that direction. The resources, however, both in money and technical personnel available to this have been limited, and the progress consequently has not been as rapid or extensive as one would have wished. The Indo-United States Technical Cooperation Agreement of January 1952 has, I am happy to say, opened up new possibilities of advance along this line. I have always believed that the Indian peasant is no novice in agriculture and has practical experience which goes back to many generations. The Bihar peasant has taken to the cultivation of new varieties of sugarcane. Stop. The most serious problem facing the country today is the one relating to insufficient production of food in the country. Even before the last Great War, India had been importing about 2 million tons of rice every year from Burma. The deficit has increased as a result of partition, in consequence of which the surplus areas of West Punjab and Sindh have gone over to Pakistan. The increase in annual demand for food grains on account of increase in population has also been appreciable. To augment internal supplies, it has been necessary for government to import large quantities of food grains. The imports in the year 1991 reaching the figure of 47 lakh tons per annum. Our planning commission, the government, and all thoughtful people have been anxiously considering ways and means of increasing the food production for the purpose of closing this gap between production and requirement. The big river valley projects, some of which are already taken in hand and others which are under contemplation, will take time to be completed and are not expected to yield immediate results. For meeting the present deficit, we shall have to rely very largely on the minor irrigation projects such as wells, tanks, and tube wells. Water available from small rivers, rivulets, and channels can also be utilized. I am convinced there is a great deal of scope for these small projects, and I have no doubt that if these are satisfactorily handled, we shall be able to close the existing gap in our food supply. I am therefore happy to notice that in a community project area covering approximately 300 villages and 150,000 acres of cultivable land, nearly a third of the expenditure will be on minor irrigation works. If these are carried out through cooperative societies and the people living in these areas contribute in labor, which absorbs nearly 80 to 90% of the expenditure. On these small irrigation projects, the amount made available for this purpose will be very much more than would otherwise be the case. I am hoping that this voluntary labor will be coming forth in an abundant measure to make these projects not only successful but also more than would otherwise be the case. I am hoping that this voluntary labor will be coming forth in an abundant measure to make these projects not only successful but also more extensive than if they were to be carried out only with the help of the money made available. Next to water comes manure. This may be either chemical or organic, or rather a combination of both. For chemical manure, provision has been made for 108,000 tons of fertilizer in the agreement with the TCA. This will be supplemented by supplies from the output of the Sindri factory. Stop. Thank you.